On the morning of October 25, 2025, the sports world fell silent. A deep wave of sorrow swept through fans of the New York Jets, the Ohio State Buckeyes, and across the entire NFL community. It was confirmed that Nick Mangold, the legendary center whose strength, leadership, and heart anchored the New York Jets for over a decade, had passed away at just 41 years old. Just days earlier, Nick had revealed that he'd been battling chronic kidney disease since 2006, a fight he had endured quietly with courage and grace. When he posted a public appeal for a kidney donor on October 14th, fans flooded social media with messages of love and hope. But on October 25th, his journey came to a heartbreaking end. Tears, tributes, and disbelief filled the NFL world. His former teammates described him as the heart of the locker room. Jets fans called him the anchor of a generation. In the end, the man who protected quarterbacks, inspired teammates, and led by example left the field of life far too soon. Biography. Nicholas Allen Mangold was born on January 13, 1984, in Centerville, Ohio, to Vernon and Therese Mangold. Even as a boy, Nick carried the quiet strength of a leader, whether in the wrestling ring or on the football field. He was known not just for his size, but for his relentless spirit. At Archbishop Alter High School in Kettering, Ohio, Nick was a force of nature. He lettered in football, wrestling, and track and field. As a senior, he earned All-Ohio honors, proving that greatness often begins in humble hometowns. Despite going largely unnoticed by recruiting services, Nick's determination led him to the U.S. Army All-American Bowl in 2002, a moment that changed everything. That same year, he committed to Ohio State University, joining one of the most prestigious football programs in the nation. Career. At Ohio State, Mangold's intelligence and discipline quickly set him apart. Coaches praised his rare ability to read defenses, anticipate plays, and lead from the trenches. He became a 3-year starter at center, guiding the Buckeyes' offensive line with precision and calmness that belied his years. By the time he left college, he was already being compared to elite centers who had gone before him. At the 2006 NFL Draft, his dream came true. The New York Jets selected him in the first round, 29th overall, pairing him with D'Brickashaw Ferguson to rebuild their offensive line. From the very start, Mangold was special. As a rookie, he started all 16 games, allowing only half a sack. His awareness, consistency, and leadership were almost unmatched. He quickly became the heartbeat of the Jets offense. Through 11 unforgettable seasons, Nick Mangold became one of the greatest centers in the NFL. He earned 7 Pro Bowl selections, was named first-team All-Pro 3 times, and became the highest-paid center in football at one point in his career. He was the wall that never wavered, the player every quarterback trusted, the captain who made the calls no one else could. Even as injuries tested his resilience, Mangold never complained. In 2016, after battling a recurring ankle injury, his body began to give out, but his loyalty never did. When he officially retired in 2018, he signed a 1-day contract to retire as a New York Jet, a poetic symbol of devotion between a player and a team that truly became family. Personal life. Off the field, Nick Mangold's life was grounded in love, family, and faith. He married his high school sweetheart, Jennifer Richmond, in April 2007, a love story that began in the halls of Archbishop Alter and lasted through the highest peaks of fame. Together, they raised 4 beautiful children, building a life of laughter and purpose. After retirement, Nick became deeply involved in his New Jersey community. He coached youth football, teaching young players the same discipline and respect that defined his own career. He was known to show up at local games, quietly cheering from the sidelines. Still the protector, only now for the next generation. Outside of football, Nick was a man of humor and humility. He appeared on the Howard Stern Show's wrap-up, on Let's Make a Deal, and even campaigned for Mitt Romney in 2012. Yet, through all the fame, Nick remained simply Nick, a husband, a father, a friend. Cause of death. On October 14th, 2025, Mangold posted an emotional message to social media, revealing for the first time that he had been battling chronic kidney disease since his rookie year in 2006. He disclosed that his condition had worsened and made a public appeal for a kidney donor. Fans rallied behind him, offering prayers and words of encouragement, but the disease, which he had fought quietly for nearly 2 decades, took a sudden and tragic turn. On October 25, 2025, Nick Mangold passed away from complications related to kidney disease, surrounded by his loved ones. The news left teammates shattered and fans in tears, mourning a man who had been both a warrior and a gentle giant. Family life. Nick's passing left behind his devoted wife Jennifer and their 4 children, whose names he often kept private to protect their privacy. He was also survived by his parents Vernon and Therese Mangold, and his sisters Kelly, Maggie, and Holly Mangold, the Olympic weightlifter who often credited Nick for inspiring her athletic journey. His family described him as a protector in every sense, not just on the field, but at home. To them, Nick wasn't a football star. He was a husband who read bedtime stories, a father who never missed a school play, and a brother whose laughter filled every room. Net worth. At the time of his passing, Nick Mangold's net worth was estimated to be around $20 million. Throughout his career, he earned millions through contracts with the New York Jets, endorsements, and appearances. But those who knew him best say his true wealth was in the lives he touched, from teammates and coaches to fans and young athletes he mentored. Legacy and impact. Nick Mangold's legacy extends beyond the statistics and accolades. He redefined what it meant to be a center, not just a lineman, but a field general. He brought intelligence, toughness, and charisma to a position often overlooked. Inducted into the New York Jets Ring of Honor in 2022, his name now stands alongside the greatest to ever wear the green and white. To Ohio State, he remains a symbol of perseverance, the unheralded recruit who became a national champion and an NFL star. Even in death, his strength continues to inspire those battling illness, reminding everyone that even heroes can face silent battles and still face them with dignity. Emotional tribute. As the sun set over MetLife Stadium on that October evening, the massive screens lit up with a single image. Nick Mangold smiling, arms raised in triumph, under the words, "Forever a Jet." The stadium fell into silence. Fans wept. For a man whose job was to protect others, it seemed impossible that he could be taken so soon. But Nick Mangold's story will never fade. His courage, his kindness, and his leadership will echo in every young player who dreams big, works hard, and leads with heart.
He taught us that greatness isn't about fame, it's about character.
Rest peacefully, Nick Mangold. Your name will forever live in the roar of the crowd, the huddle's brotherhood, and the hearts of everyone you inspired.